welcome back to the studio for our final debrief of the day. And Syncroft, thank you so much for joining me. Congrats on winning back-to-back EU Masters. How do you feel right now?
Oh my God, I'm feeling so relieved, you know. I mean, this year was really hard. It was so much work, and in summer, a lot of teams wanted to catch up, you know, to us. They were very motivated, and it's so hard to defend the title, you know. I can't stress enough, how happy I was after the 5th game.
I can imagine, but what does it mean to win this time around again, after winning Spring?
I mean, to me, it was honestly everything, because people tend to forget, it doesn't matter if you won in Spring, no one remember it, So I really want to go LEC, and to me, I really had to win, EU Masters. I did it. I hope this is actually possible right now, and I mean, it's everything, you know, oh, I'm so happy, really. I can't put it in words.
I can imagine that it's the main goal indeed. And you were telling me that teams were looking into catching up with you guys because, well, you were the team they wanted to take down. So how much did you feel the teams try harder against you, especially today when you look at Fnatic Rising and the way they improved over the course of the series?
I mean, honestly, it's mostly misfits, you know, that pushed us really to the limits, especially in the LFL final. I mean, today, of course, Fnatic played really well, but I feel we didn't play good today. Outside of the, of course we won, but I don't feel we played good. We struggled a lot, especially if third and fourth game, we struggled a lot in the communication. We were not on the same page. We could win 3-0, but we were really struggling today. So it was mostly because we just didn't perform that good, you know. I think we can play much better. I think it was because we didn't scream last days. Okay. It's so hard to find screams always when there is final, you know, because no one is screaming on our patch. So we didn't scream for last 4 days, and I think that was also the issue, that we were not in our zone, you know. So yeah, but shout out to Fnatic, honestly. I didn't expect them to go to the final. I thought it will be us versus Misfits, and I was very surprised with Fnatic performance, especially Delort, you know, the monkey coach, the Polish prodigy Delort.
The gorilla coach, yeah, indeed. And I'm glad that you mentioned Fnatic Rising and their efforts, because they have been stellar. And so a player we've been talking about a lot is Maxi in the jungle, especially his Viego. Can you tell me more about Viego and the matchup against Maxi today? Because it looks like he made things a bit difficult for you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Jarvan was not even that good into Viego. The champions who wants to go in, they are not very good in Viego, because he can just get one reset easily. So honestly, I would prefer to be in Maxi position, you know, just to get one reset, and do something. He played really good in the fights, but like I said, I think it was mostly our mistakes. In the third game, we should just engage on them. We were trying to catch GP on Drake, and then we just collapsed. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. We didn't play good today, but I'm really happy, you know. I'm really happy because it was so hard to keep the mental, you know. This year was really hard. You guys can't even imagine how hard it is to defend, you know. Especially the viewers. Yeah, I'm referring right now. It's really hard to keep the track on the goal, and yeah, it was more relief, but yeah, I'm very happy as well.
Well, lucky for you, you have the blue wall and the ultras and all the fans cheering for you. That must have been helpful. When you think of the journey you've been through, rebuilding after Adam left, picking up Cabo, how stronger were you compared to the lineups you had in Spring, Syncroft?
I mean, they have different styles, you know. I mean, they are kind of similar, but I feel Adam is kind of whatever. Pick me whatever, I will smash anyways. You know, you don't need to play for me because I can prove, you know. Anyways, Adam was legit maniac. He was level 2. He could be on the tier 2 tower, you know, in enemy in scrims, you know. So it's kind of different. Also, the champion pool. I mean, he had kind of limited champion pool. So, but I'm glad teams didn't exploit us, you know, in this way. But yeah, I mean, both the planers are really insane. I think Cabo is fucking great. The stuff he does with Lee Sin, he's so fucking clutch, you know, in fights. But like I said, it's really different. The adaptation, yeah, like you said, because I just felt like last split it was farm meta, so we were all good mechanically. We were just farming. I was making sure that people don't die. We are on the same page, and then we were just fighting. Yeah, this meta is a bit different. Personally, I think I struggled a lot to adapt in the beginning, especially in the LFL splits, to be back to this ganking style, you know. So yeah, I mean, Cabo was really helpful with it actually. I think I was really lost in the beginning in the scrims, and he helped me a lot with the knowledge. How should I play around the top? When should I gank? You know. So yeah, I'm really glad to play along Cabo.
Very humble, as always, Syncroft, and I hope you're happy of the improvements you made with the team that will maybe take you to the LEC next year. You still have one more game, though, rematch against Misfits Premier in a couple weeks. You think you're going to win this one?
I don't care about this. Like, I don't care. I'll just pick Zed, Kiana. I don't care. Like, Kote, you know, like one of the owner, you know, he says no Syncroft. We still need to play Monaco, and I'm like, Kote, we new Masters. It's really whatever, you know. So yeah, I mean, Monaco, honestly, it's still important to win, but to me, it was just about proving that we are the best team outside of LECS 2 times. It was all about this. Right now, honestly, like I'll just take a break 1 week, maybe 2. I think we play in 2 weeks, yeah. So I will take 1 week break from League. I will just play Kiana, Zed, and I will just go full fun, full for fun, you know, in Monaco.
Nice.
And yeah, just enjoy, you know, like with the team. Going out maybe later.
Well, I hope you'll have a good break, Syncroft. You deserved it. You've been stellar today, and the very first team to win back-to-back EU Masters titles. So congratulations again on that. Thank you for joining us on this side of the broadcast. Maybe the OTP guys will see you now. And yeah, thanks again, and have a good one, Syncroft. Take care.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for all the support, Laure. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. And we're going to take a quick break now, but don't you go anywhere. We still have this series to review with my panel here. So yeah, we'll see you guys in 3 minutes. Welcome back to the Amazon EU Masters. K-Corp are your back-to-back champions this year, and Trouble, Dagda, what a series it's been, and especially this game 5. I appreciate the fact that K-Corp took the risk of leaving Viego open, but can we talk about the Seraphine last pick? What a risk also from Fnatic Rising.
I got flashbacks because that was the champion that Dayer made his debut with in the NLC. And it made sense. You've got the Aphelios as your hyper carry, triple melee, and Seraphine really thrives in compositions where their AD melees and just shields them and speeds them up and keeps people at bay, and then the Aphelios have so much room to work with. But I feel like Kameko broke the code there. They're like, cool, the main denominator, the common denominator here for Fnatic Rising is Bean. The last 3 games, it has been Bean. So if we shut him down, there is no secondary carry to fall on for Fnatic Rising. And I felt like it was a stellar performance from Kameko to like shut that down, identify first, and then shut that down.
Yeah, and there was 2 big picks that are part of that, right? We got the Azir into that Seraphine that had a ton of push in mid, so you had the priority to roam, and as well this Jarvan. Like, it was one of the big things that we were looking at was like, hey, this is kind of the last big early game pick that we've seen. You take that Jarvan, you continuously go bot side with the Azir, they went for these dives, and they just shut down this Aphelios so quickly and so early. And I think shout out to Xmatty as well. Again, we were talking about how good he is at controlling these early wave states. Well, he found himself a quick 10 CS lead before things even got rolling down on this bottom side of the map.
Yeah, it got out of hands really quickly on the side of Fnatic Rising. Trouble. What do you attribute the failure to? I don't want to believe it's just a composition, because we've seen them come back after difficult early games. Why didn't this happen this time around?
So here's the thing, right? A lot of people will say, had Fnatic not thrown game 1, that was their trophy to take. And I feel like sometimes for a lot of players, especially the younger ones, this is going to haunt them for a while. They're like, what if we hadn't thrown that 5-6K lead? It was our trophy to take. It was 6-hour season. At the end of the day, you're playing against a Karma Corp where if you give them a nail, they'll take the whole arm, and they took the whole body at the end because they are back in form. And I really love how humble Syncroft was about it. They're like, it was so difficult for us because every time Fnatic Rising would draft and find something new to attack us with, we would have to decrypt that. And I feel like Delort and the crew are making it so easy for Fnatic Rising to play with the drafts that they're getting, that then it becomes really hard for the opponent team to find the code in the game and attack. Again, Karma Corp found it really easy with the Aphelios. They shut that down, and of course, props to the entire crew because they all popped off. Even, I saw a few, tweets. They were like, why Seiken on Azir again? That is his champion, 100% winner. The guy was popping off even on the 2 losses.
Yeah, and it's also interesting to see, this for me felt like a Karmine Corp from Spring Game, right? Played down towards Xmadi in that bottom side of the map. Let's get our AD carry rolling. Let Xmadi be the big carry. And that was very much the style that we saw. And traditionally what we've seen throughout EU Masters has been, hey, let's get the support out. Instead it was get everyone to the bottom side of the map. And it was interesting to see that adaptation throughout, because once that Aphelios did come through, they identified correctly, this is the win condition. We shut this down. An excellent job from Karmine Corp, especially Game 5, to then suddenly turn your entire reasoning, thought process, your comfortability in the split on its head to play now towards the bottom side is a big risk, but they executed perfectly.
Yeah, and finding this momentum again. I mean, I didn't believe it at the beginning of Game 5. Honestly, I doubted that they could do it again, but they did. First team ever to get a back-to-back victory at the EU Masters. I just want to take a quick step back at the championship that we have been witnessing here. I do hope that the NLC will get a 3rd team next year, and I do hope that we'll get to see some of these players also playing the LEC because they deserve it.
I think at some point the NLC needs to get the recognition it deserves. It was a running joke for a while back in 2020. I think 2021, BTXL making it all the way to the finals, challenging Karmine Corp to the very end. Same story right here with Fnatic Rising making it all the way to the finals. I know that the blue wall is a really hard one to crash, but at the end of the day, when 2 different seeds make it all the way to the finals back to back, I think that the region does deserve a 3rd seed.
Yeah, and I also think phenomenal performances from several of the players, right? When you look across the board, I mean, we had standout performances. Dayor coming in half a split under his belt, and he's now in the finals of EU Masters looking absolutely insane. Cabochard has been smurfing top lane this entire tournament long. St. Croft and Targamas have looked absolutely insane as well. And Xmadi has been, for 2 splits in a row now, the best AD carry that's been EU Masters. There's so much talent that is here that it's kind of nuts to think, well, what does happen when we get to LEC? Because there's a lot of guys that are looking at this going, hang on a second, how are these so good?
Yeah, but I want some more details here. Who do you want to see in the LEC next year? Because there's, of course, so many places you can take, but I want to see they will continue the legacy of EU mids in the LEC. I want to see Targamas get his 2nd chance. I mean, there's so many players who deserve it today.
Again, I feel like that 2nd chance thing needs to leave a lot of organizations' heads.
Yeah.
I don't think that a player making it to the LEC or back then into the EU LCS, it means nothing. You're too young, sometimes you're too reckless, sometimes you make mistakes, but you grow through them. And there's a bunch of pros that have been there and have tried to climb their way through the ERLs that I believe do deserve a 2nd chance. I don't think that your reflexes drop when the years, go past. I feel like you get much more experience, and I think it shows with Cabochard, with Woollight, with Jackdraw, with Targamas. We have so many players that have been there that are still trying and fighting through the ERLs, and they're absolutely shining.
Yeah, and I agree. I think Targamas, big standout performer for me. I agree with you, Laura. I agree with you, Trouble. This guy's been insane. I think his early pressure has been nuts. I think his understanding of where he needs to be is insane. And then even when we get towards team fights, he's been a massive carry. Rooks as well on these engaged supports has been nuts. His rel, phenomenal. That is absolutely insane. Top tier play. And I think when you are looking at a lot of these guys, specifically in supports, we've seen standout performers from junglers, mid laners, Cabochard in the top lane. There's so much here to unpack. It feels like, I mean, there's limited spots, but there are 6 or 7 people that I'm looking at going, well, you kind of want to give them a chance, right?
Yeah, well, we'll see what the off-season can bring. I mean, every year we come and we're like, this can't get any crazier. We know how things are going to end, but yeah, we'll see in November how it turns out. But that's all for now on this side of the studio, guys. I want to say it's been a pleasure, an absolute honor sharing the desk with you for the past 3 days. And we'll see you around next year, hopefully. And also, thank you so much for following us. And thank you also for joining us into the Amazon EU Masters this summer. I hope you enjoyed the tournament as much as we did and stick around for more League of Legends action with the World Championship starting October 5th. Thank you all. That's all for us. Have a good night and we'll see you around. Take care.
You win again!
And I win again!